And so quality of life will remain, number one, because that's how we attract folks, right? I think Goldsboro is a place that more folks should be coming to. And I think we're going to see that in the future. And as they come in, they're going to be driven here based on education, good health care, and then wonderful opportunities. And I think, Scott, you and numerous other folks have just laid a foundation that we've seen over the last 10 years that I really think in a 5 to 10 year period, not only will the base be continuing to execute the mission well, this city is going to be a place where folks are coming to spend weekends at.
Welcome to For the Record, a Wayne County Chamber of Commerce podcast, where real conversations meet real impact. We dive into the stories, insights, and experiences that shape our world, bringing you expert voices, thought-provoking discussions, and a fresh perspective on the topics that matter most. For the Record is proudly sponsored by Atlantic Casualty Insurance Company, TA Loving Company, Goldsboro Builders Supply, PDM Professional Data Management, UNC Physicians Network, Alta Foods, and Butterball. We're grateful for their support in making these conversations possible. And for the record, we're glad you're here.
What is up, Mr. Colonel Todd Walker?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, brother?
How are you?
Good, you?
Man, you look like $1 million bucks.
Thank you. You're very kind.
You look like a man who's ready to take on the world.
Well, I feel like it. I've got a great supporting cast and a lot of folks surrounding me that love me. So, you don't do anything alone, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So tell the folks a little bit about who you are, like what your role is now, and then maybe your family, and then we'll get into what's next here in a few minutes.
So it's great. So this is being recorded right now on the 9th of June. So at this present time, I'm the 4th Mission Support Group Commander at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. I've been in the service now, and we'll be retiring next week. So it's kind of cool to be able to do this now, to be able to look at it down the road. But almost 29 years of service. I started out in 1992 as an enlisted member. And by the grace of God, in 2000, I got commissioned. And this career will end on the 16th of June with my change of command. 17th, I'll retire. And then again, praise God, the 14th of July, I'll join the chamber.
Right on. Chamber of Commerce as the brand spanking new president.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and this is kind of like a handoff in a way, because this will be my last podcast episode that the folks will ever see me, and they will now see your face and hear your voice, and I think that's exciting.
Well, that's exciting for me. I can remember you and I, the very first time we met was 2 years ago, June timeframe. Colonel McElhaney brought me over. We sat down, and again, it's just amazing, again, with the grace of God, of what will happen, because I couldn't imagine being here 2 years later, but here we are.
That's right. Well, it's going to be good. It's good stuff. So your family, tell us a little bit about your family.
So I married Janelle. We've been married about 5.5 years. She has 3 kiddos, Michael, Jordan, and Kayla. I think I fell in love with her because she named her sons Michael and Jordan. Obviously loves sports. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And so Janelle, she's just a wonderful, wonderful lady. She's been teaching at Christian schools for a long time. Taught this last year at Wayne Christian. And so that was a blessing for us as her youngest, Kayla, finished high school. And then I've got 2 beautiful daughters, Emily and Phoebe. One's 21, one's 20. They'll both be going up to the University of Rhode Island in the fall time frame.
Why Rhode Island?
So it's pretty interesting. I have no clue.
Okay.
So a couple years ago, Phoebe was like, hey, I want to go to Rhode Island. It's cool. They got some family up in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, Emily's like, well, I want to go with you. And the next thing you know, they both went up there together. Emily's the oldest, and Phoebe, but they're like best friends.
Oh, that's what's up.
And well, that was a blessing for me. I got divorced about 14, 15 years ago. And as I was in the service, was away from them quite a bit. But by the grace of God, they just stayed together, best buddies. And now they'll go up and enjoy Rhode Island, but still not sure why. But they like it. So it's beautiful, but I like the South.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I like the South too, as you can tell from this, accent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the Mission Support Group, you're the commander of that. What does that mean? What, define for folks, because, a lot of folks wouldn't understand the scope of that, but it's a pretty big job. Mm-hmm. So just in everyday language, help us understand what does that job mean, and what is that role?
Yeah. So the mission support group is really how it sounds. And it's almost like the chamber, if you think about it. So, the chamber supports businesses, member businesses, right? And really the whole community. The mission support group does the exact same thing. So we got those beautiful F-15Es, as you know. We got those wonderful maintainers. Well, we got to support them. And so the mission support group's made up of 6 squadrons, distinct squadrons that actually do just what it says in supporting, whether it's security forces, whether it's contracting, whether it's force support that really is a quality of life type squadron, logistics, we got to get parts to the aircraft, right? Our civil engineers, they take care of all the infrastructure and maintenance of the base to include the runways, which is a humongous deal for us. And then we have the communication squadron. So when you think of anything comm, right, anything communications, internet systems, they do it. And so I really find it to be rather the greatest honor of my life is to serve as their group commander and to also work with Colonel Losey, our wing commander, who to me is just the class act all the way. Colonel Teal before him, or now Brigadier General Teal. Yeah. He just pinned on.
Seriously, I saw him one day and I was like, bro, he earned it. He earned it.
They don't get any better than those two gentlemen. So that base is in great hands. Yeah. But that mission support group has 1,500 people, and every one of them are focused on taking care of the over 22,000 people that come on that base every week. Yeah. So what an honor.
Yeah, it's a lot to manage. In a lot of ways, and I know we've talked about this, it's a little bit like being like either like a city manager or a mayor of a town, of a small town, like within a town.
Oh, it is. It's very much. What's really great about it is these leaders, these commanders that we have, they are so empowered to make decisions that I just sit back and watch. Now, it's not that I don't do anything all day long, but I will tell you, watching them go, watching their people execute the mission, I always say I'd like to make the least amount of decisions as possible because you want to empower your folks to do that. And that's exactly what they do. And so, but I'll be honest, getting a chance to know you, it's the community as well. That base is operated based also on the great relationships we have with the community, city, county, state. I've never seen anything like it. And so the way that you all have embraced us, one, just made it super easy for me to be able to do what Colonel Losey needs me to do at work. But then it also made it so easy in my off-duty life. I want to be in a community that is embracing, that provides quality of life to us, our citizens as well. And it's pretty easy to make a decision when this Chamber of Commerce job opportunity arose to say, you know what, that would be something that I think would be wonderful, and this community be something wonderful for us to stay around in. And so it takes two, right? Community and the base, and this city's got it.
Well, and it's been a special relationship, I think, for a long time. And, we've heard that from a lot of folks, and I think, you would be able to speak to it better than I can. But I know that the community takes that relationship so seriously and is very proud of it, and that's reflected in a lot of different ways, in a lot of ways that people see, but certainly in a lot of ways that people don't see.
Right.
And so that is part of supporting the mission. Mission support is, the community sort of playing its role, underneath, the activity that happens day to day. And so helping you do your job and serve, the airmen and women. And so I think it's exciting that it's so unique and powerful that someone that was in that role that you played, is going to be able to transition to this role. It's like you're going to be so uniquely suited for that, and it's like, man, I'm fired up to kind of observe that.
Well, I'm pretty fired up that you all wanted me, so that was pretty exciting too. I've been doing this for almost 30 years. And so I think there's a piece of me that gets even more excited every day, not to retire, not to be that guy that says, I can't wait to retire, right? Which I'm so thankful. Greatest decision of my personal or professional life ever. There's no doubt. Serving the country, unbelievable, love it. But I've got this new excitement inside of me to serve the community here because it still includes the base, of course, right? We're one community. I love Doug McGrath. You can give me Doug McGrath all day, or really Aaron Fonseca, Grayson Hussey. all these folks in this area just get me fired up. Yourself, of course, Stacy Johnson, who's just right over there.
Yeah, of course.
But it does. It's contagious, and it gets me. It really does. It gets me excited, and so I can't wait to be a part of this. But I do have to say, I mean, it is about us serving others. Yeah. You showed me that right off the bat. I've seen that the Chamber of Commerce, just like the service, it's service before self, always. And so, putting other people ahead of myself. Yeah. Making you more significant than me, that I don't think there's anything greater than that. Yeah. That's what you've done. That's what Kate did. That's what John Peacock's done. That's what the Chamber's done nonstop. And so it seemed like a natural fit. If by God's grace that I got the position to come over here, I wouldn't have wanted another job.
That's great. I mean, that's exciting to hear. And I know the community is excited and is going to be very thrilled, I think, with that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about so in your role now, you do what's called, you support quality of life. Now, people hear those words, quality of life, and they think a lot of different things. In our roles, we kind of understand that it has some specific meanings. But for everyday person, help us understand, what does it mean to support quality of life initiatives, or what are the focuses when you say quality of life? What do you mean? And the reason I ask that is because in a lot of ways the Chamber focuses on a lot of the same things. So I'm just curious how you would define that. Yeah,
so pretty ambiguous, right? So the way that I look at it right now in my current role is, do our airmen have the tools necessary to get the mission accomplished?
Right.
Do they have a culture or environment to where they're empowered to make decisions? Right? What about their families? Are their families being well taken care of? Are we thinking about them? Are we thinking about spouse jobs? Are we thinking about their children, the Child Development Center? What about our housing? How does the housing look? And I'll tell you, it's amazing. This is the best base housing I've ever seen. But what also does the base have to provide? Whether it's, maybe food options, right? Maybe it's additional opportunities for training. Maybe it's job fairs. Maybe it's just an opportunity to be awarded or rewarded for their accomplishments. So when I look at quality of life of everybody, I always think first and foremost, the love. What love are we showing to these folks? How often am I, as a leader, as the commander of the mission support group, my job is not to be served, it's to serve. I am to serve others. So how often am I getting out and thanking people for what they do? Am I listening? Am I getting with the community? Am I telling you what we need, or what are some of those things that we need? But also, am I listening to what the community needs? So I kind of roll all those into one thing when it comes to quality of life. Right. And then we can look at those in many different ways, right? We can look at it at discipline issues. And I can tell you, I think we have the best discipline base here. This base, this 4th Fighter Wing, is a special place. And I've been to 16 other bases, and they're all wonderful. No doubt, there's great ones. This one has something special. It really does. And so I feel like the quality of life on here, it's not always perfect. Yeah. But I think our folks listen, and when we're able to make corrections, that's another way of quality of life. Are we hearing? Do we hear what folks are saying? Are we communicating well? Are we trying to get impactful decision makers together to really serve others? And so that's kind of a long, broad of what is quality of life, but ultimately quality of life will always be serving others above ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for the Chamber, the things that we discovered were the work you did to support quality of life in Wayne County was beneficial to the base. In other words, those things overlap. The same things you need are the same things we need. I've heard from time to time, you'll hear certain people say things like, they question maybe, why do we focus so much on the base, or why do we care, or, dot. And I don't even want to go into the economic impact stuff, but literally to focus on housing means to support the base and to support the county.
Right.
All kinds of housing, right? Or to support childcare. It benefits the base, but it benefits the community. I mean, education, particularly public education. How's it doing? How can we help? Whatever it might be, literacy. Any of these things. safety, crime, all of that, which is beneficial to businesses in the community and to families in the community, but it's beneficial to the mission, right? So that's where a lot of our stuff always kind of aligned. In other words,
they always do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hit a few things, right? So, we met with Mayor Gaylor last week. We talked with county commissioners, Commissioner Aycock, Commissioner Gurley quite often. It's the same thing, right? Healthcare. And Dr. Tucker does a great job of doing everything he can on his side of the house, right? Education, Dr. Witchard, who I think is just he's the dude of all dudes to me. I said dudes for Dr. Witchard. I think that he has just got such great plans, and he's got a great support team that they are going after the education in an amazing way. They really are. And so when we look at housing, we talk about that a lot. But the one thing I think we want to make sure that we understand is that we are all in this together. And the base, as we say some of the things that we need, we understand it's the same things that everybody else needs. And we really appreciate it. I mean, there's not a day goes by. I think we see Mayor Gaylor 2 or 3 times a week. I do. He's completely engaged. Matt Livingston, completely engaged. Octavius, everybody's engaged with what we need and how we can get to it. So I can't tell you how many, I think it's 6, 7, 8 different engagements that the state of North Carolina has with us on base, whether it's community, whether it's the Eastern Carolina Council, whether it's the Chamber, whether it's the DMVA. We got a great Military Veterans Affairs Committee and a great secretary of that. And so I think we're super well taken care of. And so quality of life will remain, number one, because that's how we attract folks, right? I think Goldsboro is a place that more folks should be coming to. And I think we're going to see that in the future. And as they come in, they're going to be driven here based on the education, good health care, and then wonderful opportunities. And I think Scott, you and numerous other folks have just laid a foundation that we've seen over the last 10 years that I really think in a 5 to 10 year period, not only will the base be continuing to execute the mission well, this city is going to be a place where folks are coming to spend weekends at. Yeah, because of the hard work that the folks have done here, the city and the county. So certainly a blessing. I think the quality of life is just doing nothing but skyrocketing upwards.
So you have to deal with, you mentioned this, talking about being one and being one community and working together. I would say that that's something that doesn't always come easy and doesn't always find its way. Everybody says it and it sort of almost feels like it should be assumed. But from time to time, just like on any team or in any situation, any organization, certainly in any community where you have a diversity, a diverse set of opinions and thoughts. Wayne County is no different.
Sure.
How do you expect, how do you tackle that now? I mean, because it is probably unique in how you're able to tackle it from where you are as far as addressing the community, because people sort of, you're neutral ground to a lot of sense. You're about to be in less neutral ground.
Sure.
How do you see that shaping up? What's your heart on that?
Yeah, I just stick with Scripture.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the way I say that with Scripture is it's just beautiful. We are all different. Folks are going to have different priorities. I want to appreciate those priorities. I want those priorities to be above my own priorities. If I'm going to practice what I preach and what I preach or what I try to live my life at is to serve others first, I just want to listen, and be able to provide facts, not emotional type things, but facts. How can I help? I mean, ultimately, that's what the Chamber does. That's what the Mission Support Group does. If I'm asked to help in doing something, well, I'm in. And so, but I need to understand it better. So I've got to make sure I'm listening very well, but then I need to make sure I'm surrounded. And let's face it, the Chamber's already got a staff of all staffs, right? Stacy, Chelsea, Janet, Kelsey, Linda. Oh my goodness gracious. So we work on these things together. We make sure that we're one team, just like one community, and we talk what's best for Wayne County. We have an amazing board of directors, another 23 or so folks that, let's face it, here's what I'm surrounded by, okay? This is the way I kind of look at it. We have probably close to 600 years of experience within this staff and the board. 600 years of experience of whether loving people, that's for sure, serving the community, or being a part of a chamber of commerce. 600 years of experience. I can't lose. The only time I lose is when I don't listen. So that's how I plan on navigating everything for the rest of my life, is to make sure that I'm practicing what I preach, staying in Scripture daily, making sure that I'm talking to my pastor. I've got the greatest wife on the planet, who she will be my sounding board. She gives me great wisdom. And then I've got just tons of folks. So I will find it. And I know there'll be challenges. I look forward to those. I really do. That's what we do. I'm convinced my job is to work and provide, to be useful, right?
Yeah.
To provide use. So I hope that answered the question.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm fired up listening to you. I'm excited.
Yeah, you can't lose, right? I think that's where I got to sit back and go, the Lord did this. I'm put in this position. And then, you know what? Here's what's great, right? This is a nonprofit organization, right? That's whole entire being, of 126 years or so, that this Goldsboro Chambers existed, is to serve others, to lift them. I love the mission statements, right? It's to engage where they're at, to equip them to be the best version of themselves, and to elevate the voice of every business. You can't get any better than that. And so we get to do that every day. I'm thankful.
It is an honor, isn't it?
It is. It's so great. So I, just like you, I want to be a part of the conversations for these businesses when it comes to advocating, working with the city, working with the county. Again, I can't be more excited to work with Mayor Gaylor and Matt Livingston, Commissioner Aycock, Commissioner Gurley, all the
Chip
folks.
Crumpler.
What a great guy. I keep forgetting Chip. Yeah.
I mean, we are fortunate,
him.
To have such really, great management of both municipal organizations. They really care. I mean, it's so cool to kind of see people who are have the capacity to do their job, but also care a lot about what they do.
Sure.
And those guys, they do. I mean,
they do. And I want to make sure that I'm clear here. They put it to action. They put it to action. These aren't just words. These aren't just things that are put on Facebook. The county just passed their budget, and that county is committed to education. And so I think that's a culture, within Goldsboro that I look forward to seeing. Again, only been here for a couple of years, but you all have embraced me extremely well. I want to sit back and learn from folks, to see some of those things, those challenges that folks have had before. But I can tell you, in my 2 years here, I've seen execution. I've seen words, but I've seen them backed by execution, and I've seen it in action. And so I really appreciate that. That means a lot. And I think the county, Wayne County, is in wonderful hands with our elected officials.
Yeah, that's exciting. Well, what are you excited about most? I mean, obviously people can feel your energy, but if there's one thing that you're, that you could say, man, this is, when I look ahead, when I think about what's next, this is what I'm most excited about. It would be what?
Yeah, meeting every one of the members. Yeah. They took a risk. When I think of business members, and again, I've never opened up a business. So just to be honest, I haven't. On the base, we do have a number of businesses. So I see it the exact same way, and I've always been fascinated. But of the members that we have, they have committed their lives to enriching the community. It's just like our airmen. Our airmen have volunteered to serve their country. It's typically, we say it's only 1%. So these members, these business members who have decided to invest in the chamber, I just want to thank them. I want to call every single one of them. I've already started calling a few of them. I just want to say thank you. What can we do? I think you'll already see I get excited because, we've got our marketing side of the house. If you look on Facebook or Instagram, we're showing folks the value. And we want that. So that's what I get excited about, is folks like Stacy Johnson and Chelsea Collins and Janet Brock showing the members, here's why you should join. And so I want to go out, and I can't wait to hear their thoughts. What's made them successful? How has the chamber helped them? And where can we help even more? That's what I get excited for. But also, if I could, and it's not cliche, it's exciting to follow in the footsteps of great leaders. It's a blessing at Seymour Johnson to have followed Tammy McElhaney, and before her, Rev Mullinax, who was a good friend of mine. And so I'm just following great leaders who have paved the way. And so that's one of the things. There's legacies that have been left. And so still being able to talk with John Peacock, with Kate, and with yourself. Again, we talk about all the hundreds of years of experience. I still have you all around here. And one thing I got to make sure, Todd Walker is not the chamber at all. right? It's just not it. The chamber is the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce. I'm blessed. Again, I've brought it up before, Janet Brock. I think it's important for folks. That's also what I'm excited about. The chamber shows value by the staff that they have. Janet Brock's 20 plus years of experience. Stacy Johnson's 10 plus years of experience. Chelsea Collins coming on board, who has massive amounts of experience from the firehouse to marketing to social media to photography, to Kelsey Arnold, who's she's just a sparkle of light. 23-year-old master's degree, finishing up with the master's, going for a PhD. We have a staff that's equipped. It's
Linda
a Fortune
Murray,
500
who's
staff.
probably the most famous of all of them. She nobody walks in these doors without that smile, right?
There's nothing like the first impression's always great, right?
Yeah.
So you come in here and you see Linda. I saw her today for the first time in a week or two, and just seeing a big smile. So if you ask me what I'm excited for, it's all of that, and then some. The future's super bright here.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, we're super thankful for you. Thankful for your service to the country, and for your family's service to the country, and very excited about the next chapter of the chamber and the contribution that we know you're going to make to the community going forward. Your heart, your experience, your capacity is needed. And we're fortunate to have you in the role that you're in, and the chamber is fortunate to be able to absorb a leader like that. So thank you for being willing to do that and stick around here in Wayne County and what it's going to mean to the base and to the community. So thank you so much. Thank you for
brother.
your time.
I appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Take care.